and I are making sausage for the first time ever. So very exciting, it's gonna be fun. We're just starting simple with an Italian spiced sausage using only Benign seasonings. It's no temperature control, no curing process for this one. It's really simple, just making some fresh sausage sacks. First things first, I ordered some sausage sacks. So these are sheep intestines. These are what they come like. So they come salted and preserved, and you just store them in the fridge. And when you're ready to use, we have to rehydrate them in some warm water. So we're gonna do that first, but let's see what else the ingredients are.
So Sarah mentioned we were using some benign spices, and in general, the benign spices are going to be the leaf spices, and what we mean by that is the least amount of toxin. So a lot of spices that are like seeds, so like garlic powder, those come from the seeds, those are going to have the higher toxin load. So the ones that we chose, all right, so we have some parsley, basil, oregano, and thyme. And so we got these, picked these up from our local market, some organic, locally raised
so
fresh
these
herbs.
are fresh herbs, but you can use dry if you want.
Yeah.
NBD. The ingredients you need for the sausage is 2 pounds total of meat. So we're using 1 pound of beef, ground beef, and then 1 pound of ground lamb. We've got half of an ounce of raw beef suet, 20 grams of kosher salt, and then we have 1 tablespoon of parsley, 3/4 tablespoon of basil, and then half a teaspoon of oregano and thyme. Rehydrate the casings. So for about 2 pounds of meat, you're gonna need about 5 feet worth of casings, and they're just going to go into a bowl of warm water to rehydrate and get some of the salt off. Next step requires you to finely grind the ground meat together. So we have this meat grinder attachment that we got for our KitchenAid. It was just an attachment, and then also this unscrews to attach to a sausage stuffer. So it's a really handy investment if you already have a KitchenAid.
Let's turn it on, let's see it.
This is our first time using it. Let's go. We're grinding up some sausage. We got some beef and lamb, and it's getting ground all up together with some green things, but barely any. Don't worry. Just keep grinding. Just keep grinding. There you go.
Great.
The grade A grinder. Good job. A+. Excellent. Gold star. They don't grind like you no more.
I want a sausage grinder like me.
You have ground all the meat. You're going to keep it cold. So you're going to place it in the freezer until you are ready to use it again. Ideally, you would keep it in the freezer for about an hour or two to make sure it is cold enough to be into the sausage stuffer. Step is to take the casings out of the water that you were hydrating them in, and then you're going to put one end onto your sausage stuffer tube. Alternatively, you could literally just stuff this yourself, but since we have this attachment that came with this attachment, we're going to use it. So you're going to slide the tube all the way up onto the stuffer. So now you're going to take a little niblet at the end of the casing and secure that shut with some butcher's twine. Remove the sausage from the freezer, and we're going to start stuffing. So once you get to an amount of sausage that you want per link, you are going to twist the sack and then secure that piece
real
with
quick.
another butcher's twine.
Many links later, I finally have like a solid way to do this. So I know what this looks like. Don't let y'all's minds go there, okay? So bring some of the skin. So you have a few creases right here. So it's pretty much stacked up here, but you have some of the creases here because then it flows easier into the casing and you don't have to do much work. So it takes that extra and just goes. So then as soon as that part's done, bring a little bit more. There we go.
Very good.
Here are the final links. Some are definitely prettier than others.
But we done did it. So the next step is to let these dry out just a little bit. So we're gonna hang them in our cool basement for roughly 2 hours.
These are hanging next to another fun project that we're working on that we will share with you guys soon. Alternatively, you could hang them outside in a cool temperature, but we don't want any critters taking our sausage links.
That was some hard work. It was a lot
Yeah.
of fun though. We just had a lot of fun. We're gonna start this new thing, Sausage Saturdays.
Yep.
We're probably gonna keep making some different sausage variations. But once they're done hanging, put them in the fridge, and then when you're ready to eat them, cook them up on the stove or the grill, whatever. And you can store them in the fridge for roughly 1 week and they should last just fine. So yeah.
Thanks guys for hanging out with us during this DIY, and until the next one, behave like an angel.